Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name Muhammad Ashraf bin Abdul Kadir. My number matric CW200018. Today we will do a fun experiment and a little bit of explanation after this. The topic we will do today is the rate of reaction. For the rate of reaction, there are 4 factors that affect the rate of reaction. The first factor is the surface area. The second factor is the temperature. The third factor is the concentration. And the last factor is the fourth factor, is the presence of the catalyst. So, for today, we will do only one factor, that is the surface area. So, after this, we will do a fun experiment that you can do it at home, and I will give you a few simple questions before we do the experiment. So, you can think and you can get a help for find the answer of the question for my video. Okay, the question is how the surface area will affect the rate of reaction. And is it true that the surface area will affect the rate of reaction? Okay, that's all. Okay, we will do the fun experiment. Let's go. Hi everyone. Okay, we will do the fun experiment. It's an easy experiment. You can do it at home. Don't worry. Just use the simple material and method. Okay, before we start the experiment, I will tell you the material that we use. The first material is the water. It's usually water that you use. Water that you can drink. You cannot heat the water, just simple water. Okay. The second is the glass cup. Use the glass cup that clear, so you can see the inside of the glass cup. If you do not have a glass cup, you can replace it with a plastic cup and make sure the plastic cup is clear. Okay. The last material that you may use is the vitamin C. Vitamin C you can find it at a pharmacy if you do not have it. Okay, for the vitamin C, I have used the vitamin C at tablet form or pill, but you must crush one of the vitamin C. You must crush the vitamin C because we need to see the difference between the two vitamin C. Okay, the smaller size of the atom or substance, the higher the surface area. Okay, let's start the experiment. Okay, the first step is just pour the water inside the cup. Just pour just enough. Okay, take the vitamin C, the 2,4. Okay, put the two things simultaneously. 1, 2, 3. Shake it for the tablet form, the powder form, because it the surface only. Okay. Okay. Let it for 5 seconds. Okay, as you can see, the cup that have vitamin C at powder form, or the cup that have the vitamin C that have been crushed before the experiment, is fully react. That means that the higher the surface area, the greater the rate of reaction. But as you can see, the cup that at left hand side is the cup that have a vitamin C that at the blood form or pill. It's not fully yet until now, and you can still see the pill at the surface. So we can conclude that from the experiment is when the surface area of the substance or the surface or the substance or the atom that smaller surface area, so the reaction rate is quite slow compared to the higher surface area. So back to the question at the first video. So how is the rate of reaction? How the surface area will affect the rate of reaction? Okay, make it simple. As you can see, this tablet, they have 3 surface area before I cut it or I crush it. The first surface area 1, 2, and 3. You have 3 surface area only. But if I cut it, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 surface areas. But if I cut it again, you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 surface area. It's quite more than the before that you have 3 only surface area. If I cut and still cut it, or I crush it, so the surface area will increase. So why we must cut it? So the when you provide the greater the number of surface area or the larger the number of surface area, will provide the number of collision. The collision will occur more higher compared to the smaller. It provide the more surface to the collision to occur. So the number of collision will increase. When the number of collision increase, the rate of reaction also will increase. In example, you always use it when you cook a meat. When you cook a chunk of meat, your boil the chunk of meat, you will need quite a long of time to ensure the meat is fully cooked. But if you cut the meat for a few sections or cut the meat to a small chunk, the meat will cook very easily, and the required time for the meat to cook is quite smaller, quite shorter before the meat that being cut. Okay, hi guys. Okay, before I end the video, let me make a conclusion for the video. So the conclusion of the video, the surface area will affect the rate of reaction. The higher the surface area, the higher the rate of reaction. The smaller the surface area, the lowest the rate of reaction. How is the surface area will affect the rate of reaction? It's because the number of collision. The higher the number of collision, the higher of the surface area. The number of collision is depend on the number of surface area. That's all for me. Thank you for watching, and I hope you like the video. That's all for me. Bye.